What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about a grappling video that I haven't actually seen in a while, and it recently came up again in my feed, so I was like, man, I got to make a video about this because I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. This is a video featuring Miesha Tate and 4 guys. I guess they're known as the Janoskians.
Hey guys, we're the Janoskians.
They challenged Miesha Tate, who at the time was the UFC Bantamweight Champion. And what the challenge was that each of the guys would get 2 minutes with Miesha Tate. She'd get 2 minutes to tap each one of them as many times as possible. Now, as far as experience, I'm going to say that I don't believe these guys had much experience in, well, no experience as far as martial arts. When you see them warming up, you can kind of see that. But I don't think they had much grappling experience. But I don't know that for sure. Obviously, they're grappling with a UFC champion. It's pretty much a high-level, not just grappler, but fighter and athlete in general. Now, this is a woman against 4 guys, back-to-back, 2 minutes each. That would be a challenge for any man or any person. When you're talking about experience, you have to take into account the experience that Miesha Tate has, and it's on full display. But what I want to point out is that these guys are not going half speed. They're not taking it easy. And nor should they. They obviously are afraid of her. I think initially it was supposed to be a lot of fun, and it looks like they were having fun. But Miesha was all business in there, and you see that. She wasn't upset or aggressive, and honestly, with what she was able to do to these guys, you could tell she actually was holding back a little bit. So you match up experience and skills. Like Miesha Tate has so much experience. She was a high school wrestler and parlayed that into a full fight career. She's trained as a combat sports athlete, a female fighter. Now, this said, that's where the experience comes in when it comes to grappling. You put a woman against a larger male or any size male, and if they have skills, if they have knowledge of grappling, they can hold their own at the very least. But here you have a female grappler who is absolutely dominating 4 grown males. So let's talk about size. Miesha Tate was the 135-pound champion. So I'd imagine that she walks around in between fights at like 150, maybe in the 140s. These guys, the average adult male right now is about 197. So I would say that these guys are at least 150, 160. So they're about the same size as her. You can see in the video they're not massive, but they're not tiny either. They're about her size. Height's about the same. They don't look like they're out of shape. And then as you watch this footage, you see that these guys, they are trying. They are trying to wrestle her. They are putting their strength on her. They are really trying to like get after it. Not only is she nullifying anything they're doing, she is just putting it on them. She is fully out wrestling them, and she is submitting them repeatedly. And on top of that, like taking them down and submitting them, she is just putting them in extremely uncomfortable positions where they are genuinely struggling. Now, could the average female grappler or BJJ practitioner or female wrestler be able to do this? Depending on their skill level and how much training they've had, yes. Against someone who doesn't know what they're doing. If they went up against another grappler, a male grappler of their same size and weight, it could be competitive, more competitive as far as what the men could do. But given her skill sets, and then you have to take into account, she's overpowering these guys, and that's because Miesha Tate is more than just a grappler. She's a professional athlete. She does a lot of strength conditioning, so she's much stronger because of the accessory training that she does on top of her grappling. So with all that said, Miesha Tate is far from the average female grappler. But I do believe that a skilled female grappler can really give a run to a male grappler, again, if they're around the same size. Now, could a female grappler take on a larger male who is unskilled? Absolutely. I mean, there are so many extenuating circumstances and other factors you have to take into account. But again, size will come into play if the male grappler does have the same skills or has some knowledge. Beyond that, again, if you're a female grappler and you've got all the additional strength training and athletic conditioning of the level of someone like a women's UFC bantamweight champion. Anyway, guys, it's a fun little video, and I wanted to post it because I wanted to post it as like inspiration for female grapplers. I want to show that like a very skilled female grappler, now in this case, of course, this is a high-level female fighter, can really just put it on not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 grown men who are genuinely using all of themselves, all of their current abilities to try to stop what's happening to them and fight back. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This is an old video, but it's fun to kind of like go back to these old things. Maybe you haven't seen it before. Plus, on top of all of that, guys, I'm a huge Cupcake fan. I've been a fan of Miesha Tate since she was in Strikeforce. I've just always liked Miesha Tate. So this was just a fun little video. So shout outs to the Janoskians for doing something like this. And honestly, for me, it's exciting that Miesha Tate is back in the cage in the UFC. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.